People are mainly talking about what the new iPhone 16s will have. Well, they will have the action button from the iPhone 15 Pros, or what the iPhone 16 Pros will have. Maybe the iPhone 16 Pro regular will have a 5x camera like the 15 Pro Max. Or people are talking about how the new iPad lineup will change next year, if all of them will change, which most likely will happen, according to leaks and rumors. Or they're even talking about how the Apple Watch Series X or 10 will be a big change and might not support older watch bands. And I know that this in early 2023, a HomePod second generation came out, but I really don't think people are really, maybe because it came out earlier this year, but anyway, I really don't think people are thinking about what could Apple improve upon for a next generation HomePod other than the average suggestions such as, oh, better sound quality, which already has rich and amazing sound quality, or even make it portable where it can last a few hours without being plugged into the wall. But I was trying to think, what could Apple do to make it go beyond what people expect and make it even greater product than it already is. And here are a few ideas that I have that Apple could do when they release the third generation HomePod. I think that Apple should make it that the HomePod displays a hologram on top and make that its main feature and have it be interactive. And I think that if they made this their main feature, they could add a ton of new features by just this one new hardware specification, that it would be displaying a hologram. Well, people could like touch it, the hologram of course, and interact with it in different ways. And it might seem like, oh, that's cool, but that isn't very intuitive, or that isn't very useful. I came up with a lot of reasons that it could be useful, such as for social interactions. What if on top of the HomePod you didn't have your Apple Watch or you didn't have your iPhone, but you wanted to read messages rather than ask the voice assistant, hey, read me this message? It could be more convenient. And what if somebody could scroll through the messages? It would be so much more convenient, and it would offer a new type of interaction with the smart speaker that many would consider as better ways to operate the HomePod rather than just exclusively through their voice. Or what if somebody leaves a FaceTime video and you want to see it through the HomePod? And what if your Apple Watch charging? There are many scenarios where you might not have the Apple Watch or your iPhone, maybe they're charging or something else. And what if you could just see the FaceTime video message that somebody left to you, instead of just having to wait for your iPhone or your Apple Watch to charge? It would be more convenient, and you would know, oh, this is what John Doe said, or this is what Jane Doe said. The holographic display on the HomePod would also be an always-on display. We already have always-on display on the Apple Watch and on the iPhone. It would make sense to make the HomePod as well an always-on display that could display the time, or even media controls, such as if one is playing a song and they want to pause it, they don't just have to tap the HomePod or wave around their hand hoping that the holographic display will come up. If we're always on, it would be like, oh, there's the pause button, I'll just pause my music, boom, there it is. Or it could be like, oh, what time is it? And not having to wave around their hand near the HomePod, or just saying, oh, it's 12 o'clock. Oh, I better do this. Oh, what time is it? Oh, well, I have time to do this other thing. And it would be much more convenient for the user. Having a holographic display could also offer greater customizability and even potential app store, which could be such as weather apps. In the Apple Weather apps, it could be displaying, oh, this is how it's going to be for the next 10 days forecast. Here's the next 10-day forecast, and show it through many cool ways that are possible currently with the iPhone or even Apple Watch, that most likely would only be possible through Apple Vision Pro, which is coming out in early 2024, or even through holographic projections, which the HomePod could display, and it would be unique interactions that it would offer. Or since there are already music apps, it could also be integrated with the already playable music apps like Amazon Music or YouTube Music and many other ones, including Pandora. There's also the possibility of seeing like the news. What if there was a news station on there that displayed like a photo as well as audio? For example, it could be like, oh, there was a unfortunate accident that this happened, and it shows a photo of the accident, but the audio comes from the HomePod, and it could be like maybe when it talks about one subject, it focuses on the accident. Then when they transition into another thing, it could be like, oh, the president signed this bill, or the president vetoed this bill, or many other things that it could transition to, and it offer greater customizability and interaction that is not possible currently through technology we have, that most likely will only be possible for the Apple Vision Pro. And this gives like a taste of what people can have through the Apple Vision Pro, and if people like it, they're like, maybe the Apple Vision Pro, since it's, even though it's expensive, I really like using these holographic projections on my HomePod. I would also not mind using a holographic AR projections through the Vision Pro, even though they're digital projections. They would be similar, like, and say, oh yeah, this would be so cool if I owned the Apple Vision Pro, and this could in a way promote it even greater. Most Apple products, including the Apple Watch, Apple TV, iPhone, iPad, if not all, most likely all of them have it, but the Photos app could be presented in a very unique way through its holographic display. The only product I see Apple not having it, excluding things like the AirTags, would be the HomePod, and it's a mainline product. It gets the software updates, not just firmware updates, and it's very interesting how people could view photos taken on their iPhone, or even, since it would be saved to iCloud, on other cameras, maybe professional cameras, and see it through a new way that's not just a screen or even printed out at their local photo printing shop. And it would be like, this is very interesting. And again, it would go along with maybe Apple Vision Pro is a worth it investment. They're already doing things with the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max where they're saying, hey, you could record spatial video, even though it's in 1080p, you can still do it, and it's very cool. And it will be, people are like, yeah, this is, even though they don't currently have an Apple Vision Pro, they're like, I'm gonna record in spatial videos, such as when Christmas time came, people are like saying in tips, like tech YouTubers saying, hey, maybe you want to turn on, even though it's not in 4K, if you have a 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max, spatial videos, so that if you ever do get a Vision Pro in the future, you can be like, oh yeah, these are these memories, and they're more interactive, and people would take more photos, use up more iCloud, and just to view them through their HomePod and through other Apple products they already have, and say, this is very nice. And it would go along with that app always on display, and people could just have like a gallery of their photos just sliding through their HomePod if they're not actively using it for time or for anything else that the always on display could be useful for. Anyway, this is just an idea that I had for the HomePod 3rd generation whenever it comes out. I would guess it wouldn't come out next year, but this was just an idea that I had. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what else you would like to see in the HomePod 3rd generation, or even in the future for any HomePod. I think it would be very interesting to see what approach Apple takes if they do make a 3rd generation, or even if they make a new HomePod Max. It's very interesting what they would do, and so I haven't heard many predictions about HomePod 3rd generation, but yeah, let's see what Apple comes up with next. I might come up with another idea and make a video about it. But yeah, just let me know what you think or what you like in the 3rd generation. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day.